Amnesty International on Sunday said the federal government must stop threatening individuals and groups who criticize the current administration. The Nigerian authorities must stop responding with violence and threats to individuals and groups who express certain opinions in utter disregard for Nigerian constitution and international law. Holding and voicing dissenting views is not a crime, the organization, in a statement on its X handle, stated. It also condemned the alleged threats and intimidation being faced by Lagos-based National Youth Service Corps member. This followed her viral TikTok video where she criticized President Bola Tinubu's government over hardship Nigerians face as a result of the economic reforms. Millions of people in Nigeria are facing extreme poverty. So far, the authorities have failed to put in place effective mitigation measures, leaving millions of people without the hope of getting out of the economic challenges and enjoying their human rights, the statement reads. Before I get into this, it's not going to be a one-sided situation. It's so sad that the sad thing now is most students are dropping out of school due to the fact that some of their parents are unable to, further their education. I am not talking about the higher institution. I'm talking about the secondary school level. You can imagine how it has gotten into, but we've gotten the president come to make statement from the presidency that Nigeria is moving forward and necessary policies have been put in place to, fast track the whole issue of hardship going on in the country. And now the question, not making the lady a public measure here. She is one out of many that have come to criticize the president-led administration. Probably she took a bold step in that instance. There was a certain story that she released, a message that was sent to her by the youth and NYSC authorities, threatening her to take down that video because she, as a youth corps, she's not supposed to make such statements. I watched the video personally. She made her analysis in that instance, but like I said, this is not going to be the topic of discussion. The question would be, is it, as a legal practitioner, let's look at it legally here. Is it an offensive situation when an individual of a particular society comes up to speak against a functioning administration at the time as it is not favorable to them?
It's a shame. The greatest right that any individual has is right to life. And that right to life is founded on a base. And part of that base is nutrition. Do you know a lot of people who are dying presently? Some of them struggle to buy drug, right? If you buy and take any drug that don't have adequate nutritional base, it will feed on your intestine and you will die. That most of the death you are hearing about is avoidable death. It's nutrition. In fact, the kind of hunger that is available now, the moment you are hungry, your body begins to shake. And you wonder what is happening. Oh, the government is moving forward. I can see it in Rivers State. No wonder I put up an article some time ago. And people that I made it very clear, I'm not speaking for myself, I'm speaking for the future. People that thought had something upstairs are telling me to pull down what I wrote. I am saying here that Bola Tinubu is the petroleum minister of Nigeria, and that the economic holocaust based on economics that we are all under now is energy connected. I insist on that. I did my research work on the legal framework for environmental management in Nigeria, the petroleum industry in focus. I did the research myself, so I'm familiar with the petroleum industry. And I'm challenging anybody who wants to come out to tell me that Nigeria does not have globally recognized comparative economic advantage in the production of crude oil. I challenge anybody, whether an intellectual who have nothing to his credit, but is waiting to be recruited by political class into an electoral fraud validator. Let them come up and challenge me. In fact, I don't have respect for certain professors or even doctors I don't have respect for paperwork. I listen to you, and when you don't have anything to offer, I push you out of my way. Because we have mediocrity here. The way people are getting papers in the university is a shame. It's a shame. But I say this to young people. Let nobody deceive you that education is a scam. Because Nelson Mandela said, the more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you become. Education will humble, knowledge will humble you. There are things you will know that even the younger person will tell you, like my friend I usually make reference to here. If my friend were in touch with reality, when the 3-year-old child correct his English, he would have humbled himself rather than questioning or getting angry. Why must his 3-year-old? He was not capitalizing on age, as if age is equivalent to wisdom. That is obsolete. All those things have been thrown into the dustbin of life. We have to face reality. It's very unfortunate. No wonder the federal government, bought bags of rice. They call the federal government subsidized rice. And I say, shame to any lawyer, any Nigerian lawyer who collected that bag of rice and submitted your NIM number to the Nigerian Bar Association.
In that instance, Varisamanki, is it an offensive measure for a citizen?
Let me say this to you. You know what's going on?
To speak contrary, criticize.
Do you know what's going on?
Particular administration.
Let me explain to you if you don't know what's going on.
Please do.
Nigerians, we are part of the most resilient set of human beings under the earth. It has been proven.
Yes.
If not, by now there would have been revolution in this country. The petroleum minister is there and refuse refining of petroleum product locally for the benefit of.
Okay, talking about the revolutionary measure that you have always, talked about.
Yes.
In that instance, we've seen how most of the protests, the aftermath of those protests that people come out to do, the likes of the end bad governance instance, this is two out of few that the whole situation turned out in a bad light in that instance. Do you think Nigerians would want to still come out, and let their voices be heard, like you have stated, the revolutionary measure that should be taken into consideration by the youths of this country?
What is the gain dying in your bedroom? You are in your bedroom and you are dead there. Right? What is the usefulness? Those 4 lepers recorded in the Bible, they said, look, if we go this way, we will die. So what are we hanging here for? Let us go, let them kill us. They want to kill us. And the Bible says that God used the sound, God magnified the sound of their weak legs and chased away the enemies. And they have a feed day. They had to go and call those who call themselves normal human beings to come that there is free food. See, let me tell you. If for fear of being killed, you refuse to speak. Can you see what is happening? Let me explain. There's a point I wanted to explain. You know what's happening to this young lady? I congratulate her. We are being boxed to a point wherein, and that the federal government is practicing twin principles of feudalism, which is poverty and ignorance. Now they are moving to a point wherein they want to close the mouth of everybody. If you know the power of a lawyer by our training and exposure, and the federal government being audacious to give lawyers a bag of rice for 40,000 naira to shut their mouth and to collect their NIN number, I told my professional organization, I say, may that day never come that I will come out to collect that bag of rice. Whether they pass it through occultic altar, it will not enter into my pot. I will not take it. You want to guard me from saying the truth on behalf of my 2 children? They should pass through what I passed through, spend 10 years for 1 degree. It can happen. So what they are going after now is to gag up anybody who wants to voice the truth. Check the content of what the lady is saying. How much is a crate of egg? Do you know what is happening? Before, people can dash you organic manure from a poultry. How much is a sachet of organic manure from a poultry now? What are we talking about? How much are they paying coppers? Do you understand? I told you here, we did an analysis here last week, and I told you the danger. that they are saying they want to count Nigerians. I said, do they want to count the terrorists that they are rehabilitated? Or which Nigerians are they talking about? Like Peter Obi asked the presidency, you are taxing people who are in IDP camp. You are imposing foreign terrorists to take over their land and send them to IDP camp, and you want to tax them. No production, nothing is going on. We joke too much here. So let me say this to you. If Nigerians come out, I don't mean violence, come out in their millions and take over the street, they can bring down this government. Under hours, they can bring down any government. Nigerian can bring down any government. We are not here. See, we are talking about empirical truth. Why are you killing the youth who are into refining of the crude oil? Most of their wives, I mean security agents, most of their wives, they cannot afford gas. It is coal fire, which is the product of this private refinery, that they are using in the barracks to cook for them. And I say, anybody who is supporting this evil, going after these enterprising youths who are struggling to keep the economy alive, and you are killing them, may it serve as a judgment against you and your family.
Thank you so much.